What's up, everybody? It's Stocks for Real, and as you know, your boy has been kind of on a little bit of a hiatus. I've been around, but at the end of the day, I had my funeral for my grandpa. So rest in peace, grandpa. We got to, send him off in a beautiful fashion, beautiful ceremony to celebrate his life. It was awesome to see hear all the stories and see all the love for him. So, you know, that's what it is. So that was yesterday. Your boy is trying to come back. Just finished a one-on-one session, went very well. Shout out to you, Queen. You know who you are, for like locking in and getting what I was putting down. So, but from that session, we touched on the SPY, and I essentially wanted to put something out just to get my feet kind of like back, having some traction with making some videos. So, without further ado, we're going to look into the SPY, the calls, and the puts. Let's get into it. All right, so first off, I wanted to give a shout out. Wanted to give a shout out to the new members, Catherine or Catherine. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but welcome to the family, the community. I really appreciate the love and support. More content for you members on YouTube will be coming soon, such as live streams as far as trading, live streams as far as going over some of these plays and stuff that we're talking about right now. So we will walk through how I set up the day a little bit, not in too much detail, but just enough for you guys to see, what I'm doing as far as coming up with these options plays, like real quick in a hurry there. So that being said, Vantrice, Tavo, Contract Guy, Main Vision Studio, Eric, Catherine, Rochella, Doji Bull, appreciate all the love and support and you guys have showed me through the comments and the DM. So thank you guys, I really appreciate it. That being said, we're gonna move right into it. Let's go right into the SPY. Okay, so looking at the SPY, your boy looked at it. We zoomed all the way out. Obviously, we're in an uptrend, right? A technical uptrend. But what you notice, I don't think you guys can see my, well, maybe you can see my little cursor here, but you notice this big red bar. And if you're paying attention to the volume, then you did notice that this was a huge amount of selling pressure that came in. If you know price action, then you know that this is an engulfing, a bearish bar. So typically that's a sign of more downside. What I did notice is as we're going up into this position, volume was actually decreasing. However, there was an imbalance here that was not respected, so we're above that. So there is a strong chance for the bulls to push this forward, but as of right now, we just don't see the strength. I am paying attention to futures, so I'm not seeing a lot of positive traction. We did open up above 21,000 on the NQ, but again, it's to be seen as far as what happens come opening time on Monday. All right, so that being said, we're going to get into where I think it's going, right, towards the upside, and then how we're going to play towards the downside. Now, full disclosure, it's very important when I'm putting these positions out that we pay attention to price action as well as patterns. Of course, we're in the uptrend. However, I am looking for specific price actions and confirmations for me to be more convicted towards the up or downside. So I'm going to give you my spiel here a little bit, and then we're going to go into it. We're going to wrap up the video from there. Okay, so essentially we're approaching a retest right now at this high, and it could be a double top. Now what we want to look for essentially is any type of weakness up there, whether it's an engulfing bearish bar, or if we're looking for an inverted hammer, anything like that, with increase in selling volume, followed by a confirmation candle to follow. That's kind of what we're looking for towards the downside. All right, for the upside, we're essentially looking for a clean break a clean bar to open above 603.07 is what I'm looking for. I understand that that's not the high, but that's just what I'm looking at right now. And you guys can wait if you want to, but if I get a nice solid green candle above this level, then I'm more likely than not looking to get into call options, and I will go over those levels with you. Okay, so that being said, what we got here. So for call options, I'm looking to enter at 603.24. Okay, essentially at this point, again, I'm looking for an increase in volume, momentum, and then other confirmations to validate that. Rather as volume profile, do I see a lot more buyers coming in on that side? Is the price action, am I seeing an imbalance? Am I seeing demand being established? I'm looking for all those things going into that level. Okay, now my stop loss would be 603, which essentially under 603, we're likely have had seen the a price action of some type of supply forming, and or just some selling pressure overall, increase in selling volume. So I would be paying attention to that anyway, and probably be marking a short if I seen that in any regards. But again, remember everybody, we are in an uptrend where we're seeing higher highs and higher lows. I'm not going over a live chart right now. This is just a screenshot of something I do on a one-on-one with one of the members from the community. Okay, so that's my stop. Now again, that stop loss is not a hard stop. I'm looking for price action. I'm looking for weakness at that level, going into that level. So again, nothing's really black and white. There is some definite grays, because right now the market we're seeing a lot of chop. So we are seeing market makers and not market makers, but we're seeing people trying to manipulate us retail investors, or just anybody that's trading in this market through the chop. So I'm looking for that level of weakness and confirmation to kick me out of a position. Okay, again, one more time, anytime I'm talking about getting into trades, I'm likely talking about a swing trade, not a day trade. If you're a day trader, you can still play it. When you made enough, you made enough. Almost all the time, every play that I post goes up at minimum 30% in the day. A lot of times it does go up higher, but at minimum it would go up 30% before it goes against you. So to each his own. Play it how you play it. Do your own due diligence. All right, I'm just sharing what I see. Okay, so my first target would be 604.42. Now, the individual that I was in on the coaching session informed me that she was listening to one of the YouTubers, and they said that their entry would be about 604. That was before, well, I mean, that came like after I had already ran through a complete breakdown of as far as her setting up her week, and I can see where and why they would wait till 604. Totally understand it, totally respect it. But again, if you're a day trader and you're trying to get in, get up, get out, then you can probably get in at open if everything looks good, and you can probably ride that to about 604.42 as a first target and see what happens from there. Decide to stay in, get out, or see what happens with consolidation. So because that's where I think we'll see a little bit more of a consolidation, if we were to see any at all. Okay, so next take profit target would be 605.77. Essentially that's my next level. Okay, that would be a level to which I would see a hard resistance, in which we would see some type of retracement, but to each its own. If you see strength going into that, maybe it's going a little bit higher, and that's why we have a max target of 608.26. All right, so there you go. Those are my call levels that I'm looking for towards the upside on the SPY, ticker symbol SPY. All right, so now looks towards the downside. Okay, so I'm looking to enter around 602.30. Okay, essentially at 602.30 is like a breaking point. Is close to where a low volume node is. So if you're paying attention, or if you know anything about volume profile, then that's an area of support. Now again, I'm looking for weakness through that. Okay, so if I'm seeing weakness, weakness, but in regards of selling pressure. So if I'm seeing an increase in volume of sellers, and just continue weakness through that position, then I'm looking just to hop in, with my stop loss being 603. Okay, same thing. 603 isn't a hard stop. However, it may just because like it's for the downside. 603 could be a hard side going to the upside, just because it's a little bit of above a consolidation zone, and it's just a representation of continued strength. Again, we're seeing higher highs and higher lows, right? So but we got to get to 602.30 in order for that to even be important or relevant. Okay, so first take profit target is going to be $600.81. Second one is $600.22 with a max take profit target of $598.47. Now, of course, it could stop around $599, but I am thinking that if we break below the $600 level, then we have likely broken structure. And if we have broken structure, meaning if you zoom out, you notice that we are in an ascending channel. So with that ascending channel, the ascending line of support would have been broken. And if that has been broken, then either it's going to fall all the way down to my max target, or it's going to fall to the $600.22, retrace or retest that previous ascending line of support, which would in turn, by definition, become the ascending line of resistance. Okay, so but we would be looking for rejection there. So once it retraces and if it retouches the $681.81, or that ascending line, which is the white line that you see in here, then likely we have a continuation towards the downside. Okay, so that being said, what are we looking at as far as plays? Okay, well, these are the two options I'm looking at for the SPY. So we have the December 5th calls and put options, right? So we got the call option of 608, and it's currently at 48 cents. So we already know this channel is geared towards the minnows, the dolphins, and the orcas. The minnows is anybody looking at contracts under $50. The dolphins is anybody under $200, and the orcas is anybody over $200. And that's just how we're playing it. Notice that we have a minnow and we have a dolphin level play here, but again, doesn't mean that an orca can't play a minnow play, and doesn't mean that a minnow can't play an orca or a dolphin play. It's just a guide or a gauge, so you guys can understand, you know, who this could help, right, when you're looking at trades. Again, if you're new to trading, or if you're just getting your feet wet and you're trying to just get a win, then maybe you just take one contract. Maybe you sit on the sidelines and you just, you know, you plot everything and just see how everything falls. There's been a lot of chop, a lot of consolidation, a lot of shakeouts happening in the market, so don't get smoked. It is what it is. Don't overextend yourself. Have proper risk management. All those things. This is not financial advice or suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. This is just your boy sharing with you the knowledge that I have, and sharing with you what I see and what I am potentially to play. Now, I will tell you that I am actually more interested in a full weekly, like so, options expiring the 6th and or the 9th. However, those contracts are a little bit more expensive and would be catered more towards the orcas. The more time you have, the better, essentially. Okay, so that is all I have for you. This is Stocks for Real, Sacrifice for Riches. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for rocking with your boy. Like, subscribe, share, join, become a member, and take care.